Welcome everyone again to another session of the Madhava discussion, Madhava class discussion, and we have been discussing various aspects from the Bhagavad Gita so far. So we have done Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti. Today we are going to cover Karma, and then we'll have Kala left. Besides that, we also discussed various values from the very first story that we saw, which was the story of Arjuna and Angaraparna. And we have a few more sessions to go. So thank you all so much for the very nice participation so far. And these sessions will be very interactive. We request all of you to speak up. And we are also going to have Kahoot again, because that's the most popular thing. So we'll definitely have Kahoot at the end of the session. So Mataji, if you can initiate the break room.
Yeah, Mataji, we are 19, 12, 15, 16 kids. Maybe kids will be joining Mataji, so that's why I put here.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Is my audio okay?
Yes, Mataji, perfect.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, so let's start. Sumadhyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaturmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so welcome to this session. So we will be learning and discussing about the topic of karma. What goes around comes around. This is very popular. Many people know about this. So for this, we are very thankful to His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrit Swami Maharaj. He had compiled a very beautiful book, Basic Concepts of Bhagavad Gita. So we took materials from that, and also we are going to discuss a story from Gita Mahatmya. Gita Mahatmya was spoken by Lord Shiva to Parvati and then was retold by Vishnu to Lakshmi. So there Lord Shiva glorifies each chapter, and then he gives a incident, the history, what happened to certain people who recited that chapter. So that is the glorify. Mahatmya means it's a glorification of the recitation of the chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So we have in the story a great sage called Bharata. He was living in the bank of Ganga in Kashi, and what is his daily devotional service was that with great devotion he would recite the 4th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So previously, when Bharata was traveling once, he had gone to a town of Tapodan. There was a beautiful temple of Lord Krishna. So he took darshan of Lord Krishna. And then before going out, so he was taking rest under the shade of 2 bale trees. He used the root of one of the bale tree as his pillow and the other one to rest his feet upon. Now, anybody, do you know what is the chapter heading of the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita? Anybody knows? Raise your hands. And okay, anybody raising hand?
Transcendental knowledge.
Transcendental knowledge. Okay, good, Abhay. And Siddharth, do you want to recite a shloka from the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita?
Which one, Mataji?
If you know any shloka from Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter?
No, Mataji, sorry.
Okay.
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Imivashita Yugam Proktavan Aham Avyam Vivashan Manave Prada Ikshvaku Bravit Rajasya Vidu Sakale He Mata Yogam Saprantapa Saivya Yamiyati Bhagapata Pratna Bhakti Singha Sakachiti
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Abhay. That was great.
And was Arjun my brother, both of us.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Krishna Mataji. I would like to say a verse.
Okay, yeah. Please take turns and say one verse. Go ahead.
Tatvati panipatena prashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha.
That was very nice. That's an important verse in the 4th chapter. Thank you.
Mama Vartman Vartante Manushya Partha Sarvasha Janma Karma Chame Divyam Evam Yovekti Tyakti Tasya Devan Punarjanmani Kimameti Surjana Vidaya Dahi Dharmasya Bhakti Bhakta Abhitanama Dharmasya Tadatmanam Sujanya Paritranaya Sadhuna Vinashaya Shadushkatam Dharma Samstapanata Sambhami Yuge Yuge.
Thank you, Abhay. Thank you, Arjun. That was so nice. Thank you.
जो पीछे निवायत्मा भूत अनामेश्वो पिसान प्रकृतिम समदिष्टाय संभवामित्ममया.
Very good. Very good. So did you learn the whole chapter?
No, just the beginning, the first 500 verses. Vitaraga Payakroda Nanayamam Pashate Bahavodana Tapasa Putam.
Thank you so much. So we heard a lot of verses. So this is how Bharata used to recite the chapters of Bhagavad Gita, especially the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, with great devotion in his heart, understanding the meaning every single day. So let's see what happened the next time. So the trees, after some time, after Bharata left from that place, slowly the trees started to dry up. And within 5 or 6 days, the trees were completely dead. So the two souls, when the tree is dead, we know that the body is dead, but the soul inside never dies. So the souls who have been living in those bodies took their next birth as the daughters of a very pious Brahmana. So once when these daughters were 7 years old, they had their parents had taken them to a pilgrimage to Kashi. And who was in Kashi? The great sage Bharata. So when they saw Bharata Maharaja, immediately, this is not the Bharata Maharaja from Bhagavatam, but this is another great saint. So they fell down at his feet and thanked him and said that because of your mercy, we both became freed from the tree form of life. So when Bharata Maharaja heard this, my dear daughters, he asked, where and when did I come in contact with you? How are you in the form of trees and how did I liberate you? I don't know anything of this. So can you please tell me what you're talking about? So then they started explaining their history. So what happened was they said, we were on the bank of Godavari. Godavari is a very pious river in the central India. There was a sacred place of the name Chinnapa. In that, there was a rishi of the name Sachatapa. So he was performing great and difficult austerities, and he was performing great devotional service also along with that. So he became completely pure because of his control of the senses, and completely he was engaged in devotional service. And slowly he could fix his mind on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So Brahma, who's a creator, who's a chief engineer, who's a sub-creator of this world, of course, and who's a chief engineer, he would come down to take darshan of Sachatapa. Such was his purity, because the demigods, they are closely connected to our body and mind. They know exactly what we are thinking, how much we are pure. We don't know how much pure we are and how much impurities we have. We have no idea, but the demigods know perfectly well. So he comes to take darshan of Sachatapa, and he would ask him about performing devotional service to Lord. So Indra was becoming very worried, because when a person crosses over some pious credit, they are actually eligible to become the position of the king of heaven. So what happens is, when they cross that pious credit, they immediately come into Swargaloka, and as they are walking into Swargaloka, Indra falls down from his crown, from his throne, and his crown falls down, and everybody, the sages that are present there, they will take the crown and put it on the new person, and he would be crowned as Indra. So Indra was thinking, this person could very easily usurp my position. So he had the fear of loss of one's position. You see, that is the problem in this material world. Even here, if you win a political election and become a president of America, then you know what you have to be worried about: how to retain that position, because there are hundreds and thousands of people who want to pull you down. So similarly, the Hollywood actress, the the sportsman, everyone, they try so hard to climb up and catch the position, and after having that position, they are in constant fear and anxiety that somehow or other I need to stay in this position. So my question to you is, have you had any experience that you are in a leadership position or something, and then you were scared that somebody else would take up that position? If anyone has anything to share. Okay, Siddharth, I see you. Yeah, go ahead.
That actually, yeah, I was actually scared once because so in my school for orchestra, there's different spots where like people will sit, and like normally people will go for the first chair spot, which is like right in the front, right next to the teacher. And so for my instrument, I really wanted to get that. I had that spot, but I was kind of scared that a person like would like kind of take it away, like would do better than me and take the spot instead of me. So
Yeah, that's a very nice example. Thank you for sharing it so honestly, Siddharth. I appreciate it. Thank you. So you see, all of us have this fear inside us. I want to be the best. I want to be the number one. I want to be the best in the Kahoot quiz that is following this. So we are in constant fear of the loss of one's position. So Indra also was thinking that, and so what he did, that he asked these two, they were two great apsaras. Okay, so in the position of Indra, in the kingdom of Indra, so Indra asked them that I think one thing is missing. Okay, so Indra asked them, okay, you both should help me. Let's test the sage really, if he is got the capacity of control over his senses. So what you do is, you should go down and try to distract him by dancing before him. So the two, they accepted, and they started dancing before the sage so that they would distract him from his meditation. But then the sage got really upset. So what he did, he took water in his hand and
Haribol, okay, sorry to interrupt. Can I be added to the, sorry to interrupt, can I be added to the other room?
Sure, Mataji, sure.
Mataji?
Yeah. Haribol?
Yeah, I think some of the slides are missing, right?
Mataji,
Why?
No. Are you okay?
No, I need to go to that room, but I'm not.
Mataji, I sent her. Mataji.
Okay. Yeah. So immediately the sage was telling. So the sage said that, okay, you're trying to distract me, and then you're trying to be, I mean, this is not the way. So I curse you to become trees on the bank of the river Ganga. So as soon as this curse was heard by the two apsaras, they fell at his feet. Please forgive us. But then, we are simply servants of Indra because they were submissive. That's the thing. I mean, they did a mistake, but then when they were asked, they were submissive. The sage became pleased and informed us that, okay, you will not forever remain as trees, life after life after life, but until you come in contact with Bharat Maharaj, you will be trees. So, and then after that, and one more thing is that you will be able to remember your previous births. So that was the thing that the sage told them. So in our lives, we are also many times in the position that we are among people and they are influencing us to perform a wrong action. So my question to you is, if someone is influencing you to perform a wrong action, which you know that it shouldn't be performed, how would you avoid it? Anyone else wants to answer? Okay, yeah. Mishti?
Hare Krishna Mataji. So if we're influenced to do a wrong action, then you can just, depending on like the situation, if it's like very serious, maybe like if it's like someone who like if you don't do that action, they're gonna like harm you physically, then you can probably like do it, but like maybe in a less intense way, or you just like maybe like don't be in their presence anymore, don't be in their company anymore. And if it's like just some like maybe your sister or brother, you can just tell them no, and if they keep on insisting, just ignore them or tell your parents.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so depending on the situation, you act, but then you don't get influenced to perform the wrong action. I saw someone else raise hand also. Do you have any other point other than what Mishti shared? So we need to be strong. You see, Indra asked them to perform this as a service to him, but finally they were cursed to become trees. So what to go into a body of a tree from being in the body of an apsara in the heaven? You cannot move, you have to, I mean, the trees have long life and so many things. It's so much covered consciousness. So even if the other people influence us to perform wrong action, and if we perform, we are the one who have to take the result of it. Okay, so let's see what happens after that. So then the next life, they know that, then they said, we were at bale trees, and that was when you visited us and you rested beneath us. And when you were resting beneath us, you were reciting the 4th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So as souls in the trees, we got to hear that recitation. And just by hearing that recitation, although in the body of this tree doesn't have ears to hear specifically, right? But then the consciousness is so covered, but still the vibration is so strong of reading the Bhagavad Gita. And because he was a pure devotee, that which is coming out of his mouth, they heard the recitation, and not only they became free from that form of life. How do we know? That's how the trees dried after 6-7 days. And then the next life also, they got to take birth in a devotee family. And not only that, because of that momentary association of a pure devotee reciting 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, they lost all desire for enjoying in this material world. That means they're ready to go to the spiritual world. They have nothing here left to enjoy. So they thanked him very much and then they left. So they continuously throughout their life, they recited Bhagavad Gita daily and attained devotion to Vishnu's lotus feet. So my question to you is, I encourage everyone to answer, those who have not answered so far. So do you think, the first question is, do you think there is an end for karma, and how is the end? Yeah, I see Mishti, and who else? By Aditya and Srinidhi. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So you can get rid of all of your karma when you go back to the Lord. And going back to the Lord means you're attaining the spiritual world, and not just any of the higher material planets like Brahma Loka or Swarga Loka, but it's actually going back to Vaikuntha or Krishna's planet. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you so much. So your point is, when we go back to Krishna, that is the end of the karma. Or if you put it in the other way, only when we are finished with all our karmas, we can go back to Krishna. So I see Shreyas. Do you have another point, Shreyas?
Yes, I'm Shreyas. So, like, there is an end of the end of our karma, even in this life. Not even if we don't go to the spiritual world. And in this stage of Kali, the way to get rid of all your bad karma is to chant the holy name of Krishna and
Good.
With full concentration and devotion and bhakti.
Okay, so by chanting the holy name of the Lord, we can bring an end to karma even in this life. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that point. Anybody has any points other than what has been told before? So I will unmute Shravan.
Yeah, so Mataji, also like adding on to what Shreya said, like acting in akarma or what does not really give the results, like devotional service unto the Lord.
Yeah, so acting in akarma, that is devotional service, brings an end to karma. Okay, thank you. So let's go to the next question. Do you think if you recite Bhagavad Gita and upload on YouTube, and by chance someone hears you, they could be as desperate as that could be their final time, or they could be very depressed, but they could get so much energy from hearing that, you don't know, do you think you would be benefited? So I see, yeah, Amani Prabhu, I think your daughter is there.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I think I'm Hari Priya. I think yes, because they'll also get benefited, but you'll get benefited because you're helping them get benefited.
Very good. Thank you. That's a very nice point. And Priyanka. Priyanka, did I unmute? Yeah, Priyanka. Okay, Arjun.
I don't think you will get benefited, because even if someone hears it, it's not like it affects you. You still recite it, so you're still gonna get its benefit. So it doesn't matter if someone hears or not.
Yeah, but then if someone hears it and they get benefited, you also get benefited, right? Because by knowingly or unknowingly, you did that action. If you hadn't uploaded Bhagavad Gita, you reciting Bhagavad Gita, then how they could have got the chance? So definitely you're getting benefited even without you knowing it. Okay, so Divyansh, do you have another point to share?
Yeah, so I was saying that maybe both sides would get benefited, because first of all, you'd get benefited because you're chanting the Srimad Bhagavatam slokas, and the person hearing this would also get benefited because you imparted this knowledge to him, and imparting knowledge is one way to go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
That's great. That's nice. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So you're imparting the knowledge, so both of you get benefited. Okay, so let's see what happens next. Okay, so today we are going to do about law of karma. So we know that the law of karma is nothing but law of cause and effect. If there is an effect, there must be a cause, and every cause has an effect. So for example, every action has a reaction, has an appropriate reaction. But it is not that it is working automatically. So karma works under the supervision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but it is not that directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead and gives us the dosage of karma. It happens through the material nature and time. When the time is ripe. For example, there is a tree in the fruit in the tree. So at first there is a flower, and then the flower becomes a unripe raw fruit, and then the raw fruit becomes ripe, and then when it is ripened enough, it doesn't stay in the tree anymore. It falls down. So similarly, when there is that particular time of maturity of the karma, and the material nature is there are circumstances that are conducive, then under the supervision of the Supreme Lord, we get it. So this is one of the important topics of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna speaks it again and again and again and again in many, many different places, because finally it's how we act. That's what matters. The whole knowledge of Bhagavad Gita was finally to make Arjuna fight the war, but with a proper understanding, because Arjuna was giving up the war thinking that that is going to give him sinful reaction. So action pertaining to the development of the material bodies of the living entities is called karma, or in English it's called fruitive activities. Means the activities that has a result or a fruit that produces fruit. So there are three types of karma. So we know that vikarma. Vikarma means the work that is performed against scriptural directions. All the good books, moral books, scriptural books say that don't do this, and if you do that, that is vikarma. That is sinful activities. Karma. Karma means work for which one incurs subsequent reactions. So they are material activities. You do the activities that are mentioned in the scriptures that we are supposed to do, and we get the reaction of it. And then there is akarma, or means that is opposite to karma. So that means you perform an activity that doesn't produce a resultant reaction. So devotional activity is for one who suffers no reaction. That is an action. That's called non-action. So devotional activity is inaction. Karma is action performed. Vikarma is forbidden action or bad action. So my question is, can you give some examples of karma, akarma and vikarma and their results? So today I'm going to ask who raised the hand. Anish.
So, an example for vikarma is like when you do like bank robberies or anything that's against law.
Mm-hmm. So what do you get out of it? A lot of money?
No, just karma.
Yeah. Not only that, the police is heavy upon those, and then also
They'll get in jail.
Yeah, not only in this life, in the next life as well. Okay. Did Priyanka, I think you didn't get a chance. Okay. So do you want to, are you able to unmute Priyanka? Priyanka, we are not able to hear you.
Mataji, I think it's adult. I'm thinking so.
Okay.
One Mataji wants to hear. Maybe she joined.
Okay. Shravan Balaji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So like, could I say for karma, or could I say for akarma? Could I say?
Yeah. Which one? Whichever one you choose, you can say.
Okay, so like akarma, Like for akarma, when somebody does like kirtan or chants rounds or does the says the Bhagavad Gita, like that's akarma, and there are no like results, but you get sukriti, like you get credits which you can go back home, back to Godhead for.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. So akarma is something that you go back to Godhead, you wipe away all the reactions of the karmas here. Okay, I think we are late, so we need to, sorry, I'll ask you the next questions. Next slide. Okay, so we learned about 3 types of karma, and you need to fill in the blanks. Blank and blank are the cause of bondage. So Arjun.
I meant to lower my hand. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Mishti.
Hare Krishna. So is it the karmas that bind you? So it's karma. The first one is karma, then the second one is vikarma.
Very good. Okay, so the karma and vikarma. You see, this is karma. Karma means you perform good action that is told by scriptures. Scriptures say that you help people, you give charity, you be a good person, you help those in people of need, you don't be selfish. So by doing that, you get a lot of pious results, and so you can enjoy a money, a good house, a car, and a very powerful position in the material world through karma. Through vikarma, the things that we are supposed to do, as we discussed, that you end up in jail if you do a bank robbery, both of them cause bondage. So how does karma cause bondage? Is that because we might think that, okay, let me do good reaction, and like that way let me enjoy life and keep coming here again and again and again, even though you have a good reaction and a good bank balance, but still this life is temporary. It's not that you can be here forever. So that's the problem. And one more problem with karma is, suppose you become a rich man because of your pious activity in the previous life, what is the guarantee that you will not do bad activities under the influence of the material modes of nature? So if you do bad activities when you are enjoying the results of your good karma, you end up in suffering for the result. The next life would be a suffering life. So that's why Prabhupada says that not only karma and not only vikarma binds, karma binds, vikarma also binds you. So my next question is, what is not the cause of bondage and how it's not the cause of bondage? Not only what, but how also. Shreyas?
Akarma is not the cause of bondage, and because like akarma is the easiest way to go back to Godhead and attain Shukriti, or like, yeah.
Okay, good. That's one reason. Okay, anybody, Siddharth?
Akarma is not the cause of bondage because it's activities that are it's pretty much devotional service, akarma.
Yeah.
And so devotional service does not cause bondage.
Okay, that's good. Anybody else has any other points other than what is shared? Abhay?
Akarma is not the cause of bondage, because when you do devotional stuff, you just keep getting closer and closer to Krishna, and he's like the spiritual world. It's not like you're doing karma like vikarma, which brings you closer to the material world.
Okay, so akarma means what becomes closer to the spiritual world. Okay, so let's see. Thank you for all the
Akarma, because akarma brings you closer to the Lord, because technically the Lord's at the top of the stairs. Akarma brings you up the stairs, but vikarma and karma bring you like down the stairs. So that's why akarma is the fastest way to get there.
Good job. So akarma doesn't, you don't have to be born again to suffer or enjoy the material action. So what is akarma basically is that it is an action performed without selfish desire. So what happens in both karma and vikarma is you are the center. I am the center. I do activities, good activities, so I get good result. I do bad activities, so I get the bad result. But when the center point is removed and Krishna is put there, and then we serve the Lord through devotional service, then that is inaction or stopping physical action. So you know that there are chanting, hearing, worshipping, and meditating on the Lord, all are akarma. So can you think of any other akarma activities apart from these? Why they don't produce a result, material result? Because they're not material activities. They are spiritual activities and they're the right activities for the soul. So they don't produce any material results to make us stay in this material world. So can you explain any other akarma activities apart from what we read here? Anish?
I was actually trying to lower my hand. I didn't know that. Like,
Okay.
I put my hand.
Okay. Aditya and Srinidhi? Aditya and Srinidhi. Are you able to unmute? Yeah. Want to speak?
Hare Krishna Mataji. So
Yeah.
the question is about akarma activities, right?
Yeah. Apart from what chanting, hearing, worshipping, and meditating on the Lord, what else is the akarma activities?
Yeah, akarma, all chanting, hearing, and everything is akarma. But in addition to those, akarma activities can be anything related to Krishna. So whatever we do, if we dedicate it to Krishna, then our whole mindset will be attached to Krishna. So that means that everything we do, we'll only think of Krishna. We'll only do it for Krishna.
Good. That's a nice answer. Thank you so much. Aditya Kasturi, do you have an answer to share?
Oh, sorry, I accidentally raised my hand.
Okay, no problem. Mihika? Mihika?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So some other akarma activities could be that only thinking about the Lord and controlling your five senses the most, as much as you can.
Okay, so yeah, that's mentioned here, that meditation on the Lord, and when we chant and hear and worship, we are controlling the senses. So another akarma activities could be preaching, like what he said. You dovetail all the results of your activities. Like if you get some money, then you engage that in the service of the Lord. If someone says, "Wow, what a nice singer you are," then immediately in the mind you offer that to the Lord. If the Lord has not given me the power to sing, how can you sing? So similarly, whatever comes, you offer to the Lord. And especially when we distribute books, talk to your friend about Bhagavad Gita and distribute prasadam. And these activities, the outreach activities, are also coming under akarma, and they have more weightage. Okay, my next question is philanthropy is akarma or karma? You know philanthropy, right? That means doing something not for your result, but for somebody else's. Okay, Divyansh?
So I think that philanthropy is karma, because I mean, although you're giving money to someone, you're doing that so that you can make your reputation higher. And you're not doing it because in your mind you just want to give donations just because of your kindness. You're doing it because you want to attain power.
Yeah, that is one type of people, but there are genuinely people who don't even want their name to be told. They would call them as anonymous, but they would like to help a lot of people in their charity. So the point is, it is not akarma, it is karma. Why? Because that is punya karma. Punya karma is good material activity pertaining to the body. So the result of what will be, you will get a good reaction and you will enjoy a better facility for the action. So better facility means this world is described as durgam, or which is difficult to overcome. It has, the world is supervised by Durga. So this is compared to if you're getting a very good facility, a first class cell in a jail, that's like compared to being a richest person in the world. I mean, it is better than, being like this person, but still you are in the jail. So how we can spiritualize this activity is like if you are giving him prasadam, if you're giving him a Bhagavad Gita book, if you're telling him to chant, and if he doesn't when he becomes a devotee, when you help for his living, the same activity becomes a karma. Okay, next question is, why do I not see the reaction for an action immediately? Mihika?
Mataji, I think that we don't see a reaction of an action immediately because it takes time for everything to grow, or like for here, as you're showing, there's a tree. It takes time to grow.
Yes, very good. Thank you so much. See, that's what we see here. Every seed has its own nature and fructifies at a different time. As soon as you sow the seed and pour the thing, do you get a fruit? No. So similarly, everything has a different time frame to bear the fruit. So depending on the nature of the time, they fructify at different times. And what happens sometimes, before we get the fruit of the action, we may have to leave this body, which is like just changing the shirt. So the death doesn't stop the karma at all. Karma keeps coming with us. Whatever we have not suffered or enjoyed, they keep coming with us until the whole stock of unfructified karmic reaction is done. But the point is what, while, I think I have that in the next. While we are enjoying or suffering an action, we do further action. So the stock never becomes empty. While we are emptying it, we are accumulating it. While we are emptying it, we are accumulating it. So that's why the bondage is almost impossible to break. But unless you perform a karma. So the next question is, I do not see the reaction immediately in the next birth too. It could be that I did a terrible action and I don't see the reaction immediately in the next birth too. So why should I suffer for something I did in the past birth? Okay, so let's see. Is there any? Krishangi?
You still did the action. So for every action, there has to be some karma. So since you did that action, no matter when you still have to get its karma.
Okay, that's right. Okay, we still did an action. That doesn't mean we are in the next birth. We don't escape that. Okay. Anybody else has a different answer? Let me unmute Anish.
It takes time for everything to change. Like a person, if he's bad, it takes time to for him to not do the bad habits that he does and change to good habits.
Okay, so it takes time. That's the answer. Okay, good. So let's see an example here. So conditions have to be right for a reaction to prevail, because we know the story that is very famous. I'm going to tell you the story and then you can guess the personality. So there was a hunter. What he did was, a bird, and the mother bird and the father bird, it had laid 100 eggs, and 100 birdlings had come hatched out of the eggs, and they were all there. So what the hunter did was, first he killed all the 100 small birds in front of the mother and the father bird. So, without the mother and the father bird couldn't take the pain of the and the younger birds, their birdlings, sons and daughters dying, so they gave up their body. So what happened was, now the hunter has performed this action, and for him to get the reaction, he should first of all get the pious activity for having 100 sons. Because even to get one child or one son, you should have a pious activity. So he accumulated that pious activity for 50 lives. So 50 lives has passed doesn't mean that what he did 50 lives before is erased. And 50 lives he have accumulated pious activity did not erase that sinful activity that he did. Then when he had the enough pious activity to get 100 sons, then he got 100 sons, and all the 100 sons had to be killed before his own eyes. So who is that person? Ashwini. Wait, I think Ashra. Ashra? Oh, Mataji. Oh, I think Ashra didn't raise the hand.
Mataji, she went now outside.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought she raised hand. Okay. Anshuta?
Amani Kaurang.
Yeah, that's Haripriya. Yeah, Haripriya? Oh, I think I unmuted Anshuta, Mataji. Anshuta had raised hand?
Yes, Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the question again? I'm sorry.
So who is that person whose 100 sons were killed in front of his eyes?
The Kauravas, I think.
Yeah. What's the name of the... Okay, never mind. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Haripriya. That is...
Hare Krishna. It's Dhritarashtra.
Yes, Dhritarashtra. See? So whatever we have done, it doesn't get erased. So what is happening is the body is just only a dress, and change of the shirt doesn't spare the person who has performed the crime. Suppose I have performed a crime in this blue dress, and tomorrow I change a red dress. That doesn't mean that I can be freed from the crime. Okay. So this is a question many people ask. Why do bad things happen to good people? Mishti?
Hare Krishna Mataji. The reason why bad things happen to good people is because they must have committed some sin in their past life, so that's why they had to suffer the sin. But the reason why they were good is because they had also done something pious. So now they are accumulating pious fruits, but they had done something bad. So it's like the Drashta. That one thing he did not get erased by all the great things and pious activities he had done in his 50 lives.
Thank you, Mishti. That was good. So what happens is that's very true. So we have a mix of good and bad karmas. So a farmer did a bad agriculture the previous year, and he had bad yield of grains. So he put and stored them in his storage tank, and then this year also he did very good grains. So he put that also in this tank, and when you open the pipe at the end of the silo, so what he get is sometimes a mixture of, because this year he had got good grains, but the last year's bad grains are also there. So when he opens the tap, at the bottom, it is a mixture of good and the bad. So that's exactly the same thing that's explaining this concept. So Nothing happens by chance. There is no luck, there is no chance. Everything what we get and what we suffer, what we enjoy is our own. We are responsible for it, and it's not given whimsically by God. So if the previous sinful actions are not getting exhausted, then they come back. So then one may ask, is everything destiny, or do we are just robots, we are like puppets, or do we have a free will also? Is there anyone new who has raised hands?
Abhay?
Yeah, Abhay.
We have free will. Majority of it's free will, but again, there's some things that are controlled by destiny, like where our birth is gonna be this life, how long we're gonna live for, and those basics are controlled by our life. But day-to-day activities like what I want to eat for breakfast, that's like free will, since you get to pick what you want to do. And like this guy, he's jumping off a building. He gets to pick if he wants to, and he's using his free will.
Thank you so much, Abhay. How old are you? Okay, I think he got muted. That was very nice answer. You see, so if a person is jumping, before jumping, he has a free will until he jumps. He can decide, I'm not going to do this, or I am going to do this. He has all the capacity to pull himself from doing this act. But once he started jumping, then he doesn't have any control, whether his his hands and legs are being broken, or what's going to happen, that he doesn't have any control. So destiny is a result of our past activities, but free will lies within that framework of karma, how we respond to that. But like as you very nicely said, individual action and our response to the action depends on our association. Whether we had good association this time, then if we have good association, then we have good influences, and then using that free will, we can decide. Because if everything is destined by karma, what is going to determine my future life? If in this life is determined by my previous life, that is a karma, then my future life should be determined by this life, right? That is logic. So while in the framework of karma, we keep doing activities because we have a free will to do activities. So once we have to be very careful to choose wisely, because once performed, it cannot be retracted. So now the next question is, should atonement solve the problem of karma? If somebody has done a bad thing and he atones that, atonement, you understand, right? So how does that solve the problem of karma? Okay, I unmute Mihika.
Mataji, I don't think that atonement would solve the problem of karma, but I also think that it would. So like if you're ready to do pious things and you want to get rid of your sins, then you would agree of going on pious activities. But if you don't agree, then I think you won't want to. Okay. And you would stay on the sins way.
Thank you, Mihika. So atonement to some extent, yes, but then it gives us it helps us to get rid of the results of the karma. But the point is, we have the tendency to do sin remains. So just like Rupa Goswami gives this example of the doctor, the elephant taking a bath and coming out and throwing mud. So what is the purpose of taking a bath if he's going to throw mud again? So similarly, even if we atone, we come back, and because the roots of the desire to sin is not cut off, we commit the sin again. So how to cut off the root of the desire to sin? How to cut off the root of desiring to do sinful activity. I asked Anshuta. Yeah, Krishangi.
Praying to Krishna sincerely.
Okay, praying to Krishna sincerely and performing devotional service, because we have to understand that Krishna is a supreme controller, an enjoyer, and not only that, he's not an autocrat, he's our dear friend. Okay, so even if if your friend is, if you have a close friend, even if you have not done something right, they forgive, right? And if the really friend understands you, then you are in friendship again. So Krishna is Suhrit. Not only he is a best friend, he's a well-wisher and a benefactor of all. So he is deciding to do one thing that he promises in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the result, the essence of Bhagavad Gita. That is the one shloka. If you want to know, tell that in Bhagavad Gita, that is in relationship in relationship of Krishna with respect to our sinful reactions. So I see so many people raising hands. I want you to tell that shloka. Okay, Siddharth. Yeah, Siddharth. Oh, I think I am also unmuting. Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, what have...
I think let me unmute him.
Mataji, I don't know the answer, Mataji. I think.
Okay, Anshuta, I want to know that shloka where Krishna says something about karma.
Which one? Actually, I don't know.
Okay. No, it's from the 18th chapter. Arjun. No, that's not the shloka. The one essence of the shloka that has got connection with karma, but Krishna says that, don't perform action, but offer that result to me.
Sarvadharma.
Yes.
Mamekam sharanam vaja aham sarva varva vapajo moksha.
Very good. Okay. So Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Giving up every source of shelter, if you surrender unto my lotus feet, aham tvam sarva papebhyo. Aham means I, tvam means you, sarva papebhyo. Papa is sinful activity. From all, not one or two. Sarva means all, irrespective of when you have performed it, 100 lives before or million lives before. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. What do I do? The reactions that are waiting, the sinful actions that you have performed and the reactions that are waiting, all types of sinful reactions. It may be a small sinful reaction or a gruesome sinful reaction, murdering someone, or whatever is mentioned in the scriptures as very gruesome. Sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami. Moksha means I give you liberation. I award you liberation from having to suffer the sinful reaction of sins that you have performed. Doesn't matter what is the nature of the sin, doesn't matter when you have performed, but I give you moksha ishyami. And you may wonder, really Krishna would do that? And he says, if you doubt that, do not doubt. Ma suchaha. So that is the glory that is an intelligent person would do. Intelligent person, what he would do, he would take shelter of Krishna not once, every single day, as much as possible, so that Krishna will ultimately take care, relieve us from all the sinful reactions and give us bhakti to come back to him. Okay, so Mataji, are they done?
Till now I did not get message, Mataji. I will just go there and check it and come.
Okay, so let's quickly go through once more so that you can get ready for your Kahoot. before that. So first we started off about the Gita Mahatmya and how there was this great sage Bharata, and there were two trees, and the two trees were liberated and took birth as two girls, and then they went to when they saw Bharat Maharaj in the next life, they said that you were the cause for our liberation from the two trees. Then he was asking them the history. Then they said that a great sage called Sachatapa was meditating on the banks of Godavari, and we as servants of Indra went to distract him from his devotion. So he cursed us to become trees. So then he said that, but you don't have to be trees forever until you see Maharaja Bharata. So when they saw, that's when you came and you were reciting the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and we as trees, we heard them, and now we got a birth in the devotee life, and we are going to recite this throughout our life, and then they attend the lotus feet of Krishna. So we saw what is the law of karma, the cause and effect, the three types of karma: action, inaction, and forbidden action. While karma and vikarma are the cause of bondage, akarma is not the cause of bondage because it is not done for selfish purposes. Philanthropy is karma if it is done to only improve the materialistic position of a person who's not a devotee of the Lord. But the same thing that is done when a person is doing devotional service of the Lord, that becomes a karma. And we don't see the reaction immediately because that's how the material nature works. Whatever is, seeds are sowed, the fruits doesn't come immediately. And it is not that because we cross some 50 or 100 lives, we escape from either sinful action or pious action, because every action of ours is being watched minutely and noted, and there is no way to escape the reaction. So good and bad, when we do good and bad together, we get good and bad reactions, no complaints about it. But that doesn't mean that we have a free will. So we have a free will, and that free will can be exercised properly if we are getting influence from proper association. So devotional activity only cuts the root of the desire to perform sin. And Krishna is the ultimate controller, and he is our dearmost well-wisher and our friend. So he is ready to wipe out all the sinful reactions. Remember, no one else can do that except the supreme controller. Wipe out all our sins, and he says, do not doubt about it. But for that, we need to surrender to him and follow his instructions. So just a quick summary.
Mataji, they are in the last slide. Atonement, they are doing that.
Okay, so let's, why your screen sharing is paused?
Stop and share again, Mataji, it will come back.
Okay. Yeah, are you able to see now?
We could see the game one, Mataji, not the people.
Yeah, the game one, yeah.
Game one only, yeah.
Yeah, so we will wait for the game here, and meanwhile, so if you know, we discussed one shloka, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, and there is other shloka that is related to karma. So if anyone knows any points from Bhagavad Gita about karma, and if you want to share. Okay, Arjun.
Kamaniyavati kavaste mafaleshu kadachana ma kamafalhetab mata sangha sudartame.
Thank you. Anyone knows the meaning of the shloka? What does this mean? You see, we are, okay, so all those who are raising knows the meaning of karmanyeva dikaraste ma faleshu kadachana. Okay, so let me ask Anshuta.
Wait, I actually don't know that.
Okay, no problem. Anybody else? Abai knows. Can I unmute?
Can you just put the raise hand down? They keep asking me.
Okay, I want the meaning of the shloka karma Parth. Okay, so let me unmute Parth.
Mataji, they are coming now.
I actually raised my hand. Sorry.
Okay, so let me tell the Shravan Balaji.
Hare Krishna. So the verse meaning is like you have a right to perform your activity, but you are not the doer, and so like you are not entitled to the fruits of the action.
Very, very good. Thank you. So because we are not the doer, we don't get the, we are not supposed to enjoy the results of the activity, but give it to Krishna. Okay, so I think all has come. Are you there, Preeti Vilasni?
Yes. Mataji, did your slides work? I heard you said you had a problem.
Yeah. I thought
it was blank. Okay, but it was there, right? Okay.
Yeah, it was there. Yeah.
Okay. So we are all back, and sorry, I had some audio issues as always, and I had to log in again, so there were some delays. Sorry for delaying all of you. Now we can start Kahoot.
Okay, so all of you are ready for Kahoot. The pin is 1488523.
1488523. If you do not have a Kahoot app on your phone, you can go to kahoot.in on your computer and still you can play. Kahoot.it. Sorry, not in. Music. Yeah. Kahoot.it if you do not have the Kahoot app on your phone.
So we have 41 players. Anybody else?
We have 56 participants, of which 6 could be hosts. $44 in.
We have 44, 45, 5 more players. Is there anybody else? Okay, 43.
Parth has raised hand. What is the issue? No, I think he lowered his hand, right? Should I put the music or no? Mataji? Oh, Mataji, are you able to hear me? Yeah. We can lower the music. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Can we start?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so everybody is here. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Parth again raised his hand. Can you check what it is?
I'm not in. I'm not in.
You're not in. Okay.
Sorry?
He's not in yet.
Oh, okay. So we'll wait for him.
One 1488523 is your pin. Kahoot.it. Okay, I think we should start, right?
Yeah, Parth is there. Parth is again raising hands.
Oh, why he's not able to unmute? Are you there, Parth? We can reduce the one. Yeah. Parth? Okay, I think he's.
Okay, so let's start.
Yes.
Okay, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
15 questions. The trees were liberated because
I got it wrong.
I
got
definitely
it
got
right.
it right.
I hope.
Let's go!
Somebody kept up.
Let's go! I'm in sixth place! I'm in sixth place!
Krishna, followed by Sid, the kid, Shravan, Chaitli, and Danya.
Yeah, very nice.
Wait, my screen still says lightning smart. It says question 2.
How did the girls identify Bharata when they went to Kashi?
I think it's circle.
What do you mean, Mataji? It's square. Square.
It's circle.
Somebody stole.
No, it's square. It's obviously
Trapezoid.
square. No, it's trapezoid. Whoa!
Chaitli, and followed by Anisha, Anika, Fanitan, and Sid the kid. Okay, so the next question. What questions did Brahma put in front of sage Sachatapa? About devotional service to
That was
Krishna.
Krishna.
23.
19 said about karma and its reactions. So
It's a good guess though. So Chaitli, Anika, Shravan, Anisha, and Krishna 3. Right, very less points difference. Okay, so let's go to the next. Multi-select.
multi-select.
So, good score. So let's see the scoreboard. Shravan has come
First time I ever got a multi-select right.
Vishaka, Manas,
That's the first time I ever got
and Divyansh has entered the
Yeah,
score.
I know.
Okay, so
I'm
the next question. Ready for the next question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which of these is not eternal?
What's wrong?
I got this one wrong for sure. For sure, I got this.
I got this wrong too. I think it's karma.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't.
I got it right.
I got it right.
I thought I got it wrong, but I got it right.
It's based on today's class. I determined it because it was based on this class.
Divyansh and Anika. Let's go to the next question. Akarma, vikarma, and karma is respectively.
Mataji.
Mataji, can you switch on the music? Yeah. Yeah. It's respectively. Oh, everyone. Very nice.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Oh, so you had to do that one.
Wow, look at this. Shriya and Krishna C has come up to the scoreboard.
Very nice.
Good job, good going. So let's go to the next question. It's a multi-select.
I'm pretty sure I got this question wrong.
Multi-select.
Yeah, multi-select.
That's why I think I got it wrong.
Oh, I got it correct!
I got it wrong. Come on. Again. Now I'm in 62nd place.
Scoreboard. So we have Shravan, Anisha, Anika, Shriya, and Krishangi.
I'm in 10th place.
Okay, so let's go to the next question. Karma works under the supervision of the jiva through material nature and time.
It's totally true.
The answer is fish. Because of what you said, now I'm going to pick false.
It's definitely true.
Thank you, whoever said.
18, yeah. So karma works under the supervision of who?
The Supreme Personality.
Krishna.
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 So Anika climbed up, followed by Anisha, Shravan, Krishangi, and Krishna C. Hari Bol.
Literally, I'm in 9th place.
So 9th question, why do good things happen to bad people?
I got it wrong.
Yeah, because bad things happen to good people, guys. It's trapezoid.
Yeah, it's trapezoid. It's trapezoid.
All of the above.
No, actually, it's all of the above. It's here.
Why don't any of you know that the answer is fish?
Because of the previous good.
Told you the answer was trapezoid.
No, it was not.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now I clicked. Okay, thank you very much, whoever said it was trapezoid. I clicked it and I got it wrong.
Can everybody just be quiet?
I'm in 8th place.
10th
Yay.
question. It's
I'm
a
in 7th place.
As the souls in the tree heard the Bhagavad Gita,
I got it wrong.
No, come on. Why does it have to be
I don't know if I'm right.
It's square and select. I forgot it was multi-select.
I totally
and I
got
only
this
chose
wrong.
the first one.
4th place.
I got it right.
Jesus.
let's see what's happening now.
I'm in 4th place.
So Anika, Shravan, Krishna, and Shreyas. Gudivada has come up in the scoreboard, followed by Krishangi. Shays. Okay, so ready for the next question? Luck plays a major role in our success and failure.
Oh my god, this is so obvious.
It's false. It's false. The answer
True.
It's true.
No, it isn't. It's false.
True.
The answer is all above.
It's false. It's actually false.
True. And it's really true.
No, whoever didn't answer it, actually believe me. Believe me, it's false.
True.
True.
It's
Yeah, nice job, Aditya.
definitely true.
Nice job, Aditya. Good job.
Yes. You're
job.
welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's nice. Anika, Shravan, Krishna, Shreyas, and Krishangi. It's almost the same, right? Scoreboard.
Oh, I have 13,000 points.
Pick the one that doesn't belong to the group.
Wait, donating for corona research? Actually, all of them are donating. All of them are something donating. Actually, no.
Trapezoid is the key.
I got it wrong.
Wow. Oh no, I went back in 6th place.
No, it should.
It's important to donate for corona research. That's true. But then,
No, it's all donating for material resources.
when you
Dang, now I'm in 3rd
prasadam,
place.
that's a spiritual activity, right?
Yeah.
Others are all good activity. That may be a very needed activity, but distributing prasadam stands off the group.
It's spirit.
Not only their material body is nourished, their lives to go back to God, it starts there. Okay, Sachi has come in new. 13th question. One bad action performed.
Should be easy.
Oh, come on.
I think it's circle.
I think it's
I don't
trapezoid.
get this.
Please don't say them
I'm
out loud.
positive it's trapezoid. Positive.
No, it's triangle.
Making comment.
See, I told you.
Yes, we cannot
still in
counteract
6th
a bad
place.
action with a good action. We saw that, right? Shravan has come up again, followed by Anika, Sachi, Krishangi, and
Dang.
Krishna.
Who else has 15,121?
Okay, so let's go to the next question. The root of all sin can be destroyed by.
Oh, come on. I clicked it with my
Nice
mouse.
activity, because that's good
Click on
activity.
the screen was shared.
It's totally atonement.
It's a rectangular prism.
It's the heptagon.
It's a dodecagon.
It's a dodecahedron.
Trigon.
Bhakti yoga.
Got it right.
Guys, it's Bhakti yoga.
Yes.
It's atonement.
Sachi has come up, the second place.
There's no.
Oh no, I better get this
Shravan,
answer right to
Sachi,
get a
Anika,
runner-up.
Krishangi, and Krishna.
I'm 30 seconds.
So this
there's
is
no
the
chance.
last question of the quiz.
Oh, damn.
I'm gonna do predestined.
Guys, it's circle. You are all.
I picked the other one.
It's a heptagon.
It's circle.
It's definitely triangle.
Guys,
It's definitely
everybody.
triangle.
Yeah, no one has freedom.
No one has
trapezoid.
freedom, guys. No one
It's
has freedom.
trapezoid.
Definitely triangle.
Let's go! Let's go!
31 has got it right. Okay,
My ears.
I just went up like 10 places.
so let's see.
I'm
Let's
in
count.
10th place.
The third place is Anika.
Haribo.
Second place is Sachi.
Haribol.
The first is
Haribol.
numbers of Krishangi and Krishna C.
Haribol. Very nice. All new people. Very nice. Very nice.
6th.
So let's. Do you want
Everybody
to see the
give
full
bad rating.
report?
Give a bad rating.
Yeah.
So let's see the full report. '93, 87, 87, 87, 73. Yeah, we are all so close. That's nice. Thank you all very much for joining this.
Wait, can you go up?
Okay.
I came 14.
Can you go down?
Yeah. Good job. Anyway, it's a good job that, we learned a lot.
Thank you, Mataji.
We are all winners. Why? Because we spent our time in devotional service discussing Bhagavad Gita. So we are pleasing Krishna. Doesn't matter. We make the questions little tricky so that, yeah, it's fun to play. So it doesn't matter if someone is winning and someone is not. Actually, all of us are serving the Supreme Lord by taking knowledge from Him. Okay. So thank you all so much.
What are we doing next class, Mataji?
Kala.
Kala.
Time.
Okay.
Time.
Thank you.
Time we don't have.
Right.
That's really true.
Okay.
Yes, time.
Mataji, do you want to ask him anything?
Mataji, are we going to do a debate about it?
Oh, how do we debate on time? You all want debates, right?
Last class you said we could debate on time, but not karma because it'll be hard.
Yeah, so we made it interactive karma this time. So let's debate on time. You all like debate a lot, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I like debate.
Okay, so then we'll have to take the, okay, let's see how we figure it out, how we make it into a debate.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
For me, the holidays are starting next week.
Oh, what's that?
Next week, my holidays are starting.
Next week, your holidays are starting. Okay. So this next will be Kala, and then we are going to have one session of just fun activities because that was another request. Everyone just wanted to play. So we're just going to have some fun one day. And then we are going to have a session on Mataji, what is that? Can you say scientific analysis of chanting? Is that what it is?
Actually, he said that he has some very interesting archaeological dates that so much correspond with the Vedic time frame.
I can do it like this.
And we also need to figure out who Bill Cipher is.
Profile picture like that.
So one Prabhu is coming to share that information. With all of you. Yeah, and then maybe we could have a session on mantra meditation.
So there are a lot of things coming up, and we'll try to bring in debate because you're also fond of debate. Somehow we have to bring it in. We'll bring that in as well. So we have a lot of sessions coming up. And we our last one would be, when did we say? Yeah, 29th would be that Prabhu giving the presentation on the archaeological findings. And then even after that, we are going to have regular classes and everyone is welcome. The format will be very similar to what we have been doing in the camp. So it's not stopping. So don't be sad that the classes will be over. We are going to continue the classes. Just that the timing will be a little different and the content, the subject matter will be from Bhagavad Gita. But we'll have similar things. We'll have Kahoot, we'll have interactive sessions, we'll have analysis, we'll do everything in a similar way. Okay, so nothing is stopping. We will continue to have classes.
Mataji?
Yeah.
Will we have, will the classes, are they still are they still happening right now because we're still having the camp? And if they're happening now, what time is it?
No, it's not happening now because of the camp. But once the camp is over, we will continue to have it on Mondays, Wednesdays, for sure, Mondays and Wednesdays. And other than that, we'll try to figure out another day if you're all very interested. We can just have debates on one day. Yeah.
What is the timing?
Timing would be, because of the corona thing, since everyone is at home, timing would be 5:40 CST. That is like half an hour after, you're starting at 5:15 CST, the camp class, right? So after the camp, it will be 5:40 CST, which is 6:40 EST. So that would be the time on Mondays. And Wednesdays there's bhajan. And besides that, we'll try to have one day just for debates if you want, or something something cool, something you all enjoy. Yeah.
Mataji, will
Mm.
you post this information on the Madhava camp?
Yes, and I will add you all to the regular Madhava class, because we are on I think the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita now, 8th or 9th. The Madhava kids would know the 8th or 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So we plan to finish it off, but we'll slightly change the format so that it's more interesting for all of you. As of now, the format is that we learn to chant the verse, and then we discuss a story, and we try to analyze the verse with an analogy. So the same format will continue, but we'll include Kahoot and make the entire session more interactive. Probably we'll have more debates. Yeah.
Like the thing that you were saying about the class, will you actually have to go to the temple for that?
No, it's all virtual. It's all online.
Because I live on the other side of the world, so.
That's okay. You can join us. It's all virtual. It's all virtual. We have been doing it virtually for the past 2 years. So it is all on Zoom. Okay.
Oh.
Thank you.
So we will continue. You can be a part of us always. And thank you for showing so much interest.
Okay, thank you all very much for joining. It's really, such a bliss and pleasure to
be
that
with
all
you
of you
all.
have
Yeah.
come. Yeah. Okay, Mataji, so maybe we'll end the call if there are no questions.
Yeah. And yes, so let's see, Mataji, because they really want to do debate. So if Kala doesn't have any debate type of subject, instead of the fun day, we can even